Hello everybody and welcome to 2019, the Brojo YouTube channel. I didn't want to do anything too crazy to welcome you into the year. I just want to say hello, Happy New Year's to all of you. And I wanted to share the three biggest obvious things that I noticed in my reflections for this year. So it started to rain, so I'll get in under the trees. There goes my attempt to be all natural and shit. So I had a look at all the kind of lessons I've learned through coaching and working with the Brojo peeps and everything like that. And there's three big ones that came up for me that I think everybody needs to be putting into consideration. I got them written down here and everything. First and foremost, something I've noticed over the last couple of years, especially in myself and then in others, is this irrational rushing to get to the finish. Some people are so obsessed with their future goals, this kind of imaginary finish line in their head, that they just blast through all of their activities rushing to get there. Now sometimes it's on a week-to-week basis, like somebody rushing to get home, trying to get to the end of their workday, somebody rushing to get to the weekend. Sometimes it's month to month, somebody's rushing to get to summer, or somebody's rushing to get to the end of their goals, like to get a six-pack or to make a certain amount of money or whatever. And then sometimes it goes for years. Somebody's rushing to get to a promotion that's years in the future. Somebody's rushing to get their business successful, which is years in the future. Somebody's rushing to get to marriage and children, which is years in the future. Rush, rush, rush. And what I mean by rushing is there's no enjoyment or slow process. There's just getting through things like they're a chore, like they're some sort of burden or obstacle that you have to overcome, and they're just in the way of your future dreams. The reason I bring this up as one of the biggest problems I've seen is because that thing you're rushing through is your life. It is life. You think you're going to get to the finish line and suddenly you're going to be filled with satisfaction? No fucking chance. The very fact that you're rushing through things now guarantees that if you maintain that mindset, when you do finally cross that imaginary finish line, you're going to rush through that too. You'll get to your marriage and then you'll rush through all of your connection with your partner. You'll get to the point where your business is successful by some imaginary measure, and then you'll keep rushing through to the next level. And you'll rush right to the fucking grave. Okay? Everybody's rushing to their death. Why? What are you trying to get to? Where are you trying to get to? That isn't going to be just a temporary place and time. The secret to a meaningful life is not in the achievement of your goals. It's in being able to find a way to enjoy the process of living, no matter what it is you're doing. That should be the only real goal you have. All other goals should be supplementary to that. They should just be methodologies that will help you create more meaning in any given moment. There is no finish line you can cross that will give you happiness. It doesn't work like that. The human brain is fucking wired for dissatisfaction. It is part of our evolutionary advantage. We are constantly dissatisfied so that we keep growing. Okay, you're never going to be fully satisfied. But you can learn how to chill the fuck out and enjoy the process. You can enjoy competition, you can enjoy challenge and growth, but you're not trying to get anywhere. Be in the competition, be in the challenge. Don't try to get through it, try to be in it. Okay. Number two, one of the biggest realizations I've had over the last few years is that I would say like 80% of human suffering comes directly from the thing I call people pleasing. There's very few people actually identify as being a people pleaser, and yet most people clearly are. In fact, even if you're someone who deliberately stirs up shit, like you're an internet troll, or you're somebody who likes to counter-argue and likes to be non-conformist, even that is people pleasing. You're still trying to be significant, you're still trying to get attention, you're still trying to be noticed and approved of by some group, by some niche. The suffering I see people go through, if you were to eliminate all their social anxiety that they don't even admit to half the time, to even themselves, but all of the stuff, all that pressure you feel to impress other people, to fit in, to be significant, especially to be significant. If I was to remove that from someone's brain, 90% of their suffering goes away. because that's where most of the issues come from. I just noticed it's a bit shaky because my hand's shaking. You know, so if you're wondering why it is that no matter what it is you're doing in life, no matter what time of life this is for you, no matter how old you are, same problems keep coming up, the same kind of internal pain keeps coming up, I suggest there's a really fucking good chance that you've got nice guy syndrome, or that you're a people pleaser. You might not know it. You might not even think of yourself as particularly pleasing to people. But it's your attempts to make other people like you, to make them notice you, to prove that you are somehow valuable to others, that causes most of your suffering. So I suggest in 2019, if you want to overcome that suffering, is to focus on one thing and one thing only. How do I be confident without needing other people to notice me or like me? How can I be confident in myself without anybody else giving me a fucking thumbs up? If you can answer that question, the question I've been trying to answer for over a decade now, and every time I get closer I feel better, you know, that suffering goes away and it's replaced by enjoyment of life. And the third thing that I've noticed the most this year is people deprioritizing their self-care. Okay? People put off taking care of themselves to get shit done, get other shit done. I actually saw a quote from, God, who's that guy? Tibetan dude. Dalai Lama, right? I don't know what his real name is. Let's call him Bill, right? So Dalai Lama Bill, you know, he talked about how many people will put off their health now to make heaps of money so that they can pay for their healthcare when they're older, because their health's going to be fucked, right? And I don't mean health just in like eating healthy and going to the gym, although that's a big part of it. It's often the first thing that somebody deprioritizes when they're busy, right? But just taking time to get up in the morning, making sure your needs are met before you meet other people's needs, prioritizing rest and relaxation even when you've got a big to-do list, socializing even when you feel like you've got too much work on to socialize, treating each day as if you have to balance all the elements. You can't have a day that doesn't include a bit of socializing, that doesn't include a bit of healthcare, that doesn't include rest and relaxation. To understand that anytime you feel stressed, your body's saying, hey, you're not fucking taking care of yourself. Now, most people feel stress most of the time, right? If you sitting in traffic stresses you out, you're not taking good care of yourself. If you getting up to that deadline at work stresses you out, you're not taking good care of yourself. If somebody dumping you stresses you out, you're not taking good care of yourself. Okay? I bet that most of you watching this, if I was to investigate your life and dig in and watch you do your day-to-day activities, I would see very little self-care. I would see somebody who treats themselves as if they don't deserve care. And that's huge. That's a confidence issue. When you treat yourself like you're not worthy of being taken care of, that is not only a symptom of low self-confidence, it also generates low self-confidence, because you're telling yourself, I'm not worthy of self-care when you do that. Okay? So those are three big elements, negative as it might sound, that I noticed this year. People rushing to a finish line when the finish line is really just death. There's nothing to rush to. People not realizing that most of their issues come from trying to impress other people, and if they stopped doing that, life would sort itself out. And of course, 3, not taking good care of yourself and punishing yourself rather than taking time to make sure that you're on top notch. So if there's any lessons I wanted to pass on for 2019, that's it. Alright? Change your focus. Instead of achieving some bullshit goal to impress people and sacrificing yourself while you do it, actually focus on taking good care of yourself. Focus on building confidence that doesn't need other people's approval. And the rest kind of falls into place. Now, of course, if you want any help doing that, Brojo's here for you, I'm here for you. There will be links below that take you through to all of that support. And we really want to see you guys have an awesome 2019, and we'll do everything we can to make that happen. We'll share every lesson we've learned. We'll create some new lessons, and we'll see how we go from there. Subscribe to the channel. See you for the rest of this year. Peace.